everyone, welcome back to J Car Mania, your #1 pit stop for everything on wheels. Today, we're diving into something truly unique, a car that takes retro to the future, the 2026 BMW Isetta. That's right, BMW has brought back the iconic microcar, and it's not just a novelty. It's a fully electric, modernized performance pod with a design that tips its hat to the original 1950s bubble car. But don't let the size or the charm fool you, this little EV packs a surprising punch. Let's take a deep dive into its performance, driving dynamics, and yes, we'll sneak in a quick look at the interior toward the end. So, first up, let's talk about the heart of the Isetta, its electric powertrain. BMW has equipped the 2026 Isetta with a single rear-mounted electric motor, generating around 90 horsepower and 130 pound-feet of torque. That might not sound like much if you're used to full-size sedans or SUVs, but keep in mind, the Isetta weighs just over 1,600 pounds. That gives it an impressive power-to-weight ratio for its class. The instant torque delivery of the electric motor gives the Isetta a fun, zippy feel from the moment you hit the accelerator. In city driving, it darts through traffic like a little sports scooter with a roof. It's surprisingly quick off the line. 0 to 60 miles per hour comes in at just under 8.5 seconds, which is more than respectable for a microcar. But this car isn't about top speed or drag racing. It's about urban agility, tight turns, and making city driving genuinely enjoyable again. The Isetta's turning radius is absurdly tight, just under 20 feet, meaning U-turns and tight alley navigation are effortless. Parallel parking is practically a game. You find the smallest sliver of space, and boom, you're in. It's no exaggeration to say it's one of the most maneuverable vehicles on the market. The 2026 Isetta rides on a bespoke EV platform that BMW developed for micro-urban mobility. The suspension is tuned for comfort at low to mid speeds, soaking up potholes and city bumps better than you'd expect from something this small. It uses a McPherson strut up front and a torsion beam at the rear, simple but effective. The low center of gravity, thanks to its underfloor 18 kWh battery pack, adds to the Isetta's stability. It handles corners smoothly with minimal body roll, although you won't be pushing this car to its limits on twisty roads. It's still a city car, not a track toy. Speaking of the battery, the Isetta has a range of approximately 135 miles on a full charge. Again, not mind-blowing, but very respectable for a car that's designed to live its life within city limits. Most commuters will go several days before needing to plug in. Charging is also quick and painless. With a 50 kilowatts DC fast charger, you can juice it from 10% to 80% in just under 30 minutes. Level 2 home charging takes about 3.5 hours, which is perfectly reasonable. The charging port is located at the rear, under a subtly integrated flap that blends cleanly into the design. One area where the Isetta really shines is regenerative braking. BMW gives you 3 levels to choose from: low, medium, and high region. In the high setting, you can essentially drive using just the accelerator, true one-pedal driving. It takes a bit to get used to, but once you do, it becomes second nature and makes stop-and-go traffic a lot more tolerable. The transition between region and mechanical braking is seamless, and pedal feel is solid and progressive. Now let's talk about something unexpected: performance beyond the city. While the Isetta was never intended to be a highway cruiser, BMW did make sure it can hold its own on the occasional freeway sprint. Top speed is capped at 80 miles per hour, which is more than enough for short highway stints or bypasses. The car remains composed at higher speeds, though you do start to feel some wind and road noise creeping in due to its lightweight construction and compact cabin. Still, it's surprisingly planted and doesn't feel as jittery as you might expect from a car this size at 70 miles per hour. Safety-wise, BMW didn't skimp. The 2026 Isetta comes with a reinforced steel safety cell, crumple zones, multiple airbags, and advanced driver assist features like lane keep assist, adaptive cruise control, automatic emergency braking, and even blind spot monitoring, all packaged into this little urban pod. That's a big leap from the original, which had almost no safety features to speak of. The electric drivetrain also contributes to a lower risk of rollover, since all that weight is concentrated low in the chassis. Driving the Isetta is not just about performance metrics, it's about personality. This car feels alive in a way many modern vehicles just don't. It's playful, confident, and has a charisma that turns every mundane errand into a little adventure. You catch people pointing, smiling, and asking questions at every stoplight. It's got that old-school Mini Cooper or Fiat 500 vibe, but with the soul of a 21st century EV. Now, before we wrap up, let's step inside and talk briefly about the interior. The cabin of the 2026 BMW Isetta is delightfully minimalistic but surprisingly refined. The biggest nod to the original Isetta: the front opening door. That's right, the entire front panel, including the steering column, swings open to let you in. It's one of the quirkiest and coolest design features of any car on sale today. And yes, it's totally safe. BMW uses a sophisticated locking mechanism and structural reinforcements to ensure crash safety isn't compromised. Once inside, you're greeted by a clean, modern dash. A floating digital display sits behind the steering wheel, providing speed, battery range, and navigation prompts. In the center, there's a vertical touchscreen, about 10 inches, that controls everything from climate to media to drive settings. There are very few physical buttons, just a row of toggles for essentials like hazards and defrost. The interior uses eco-friendly materials, recycled fabric upholstery, plant-based plastics, and soft touch surfaces that feel premium without being overdone. Seating is technically a 2+1 arrangement. The driver and front passenger get surprisingly roomy bucket seats with decent side bolstering, and there's a small jump seat in the back suitable for a child or maybe a small adult on a short trip. Cargo space behind the rear seat is limited, but the rear bench folds flat, giving you enough room for grocery runs or a weekend bag. You won't be moving furniture in this car, but that's not the point. It's practical within its own footprint. Visibility is excellent thanks to the tall glasshouse and minimal pillars. Parking sensors and a 360-degree camera system come standard, making tight spaces and backing up completely stress-free. Ambient lighting, a Harman Kardon audio system, and wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto round out the interior tech suite. BMW has done a phenomenal job blending retro charm with modern functionality. The 2026 Isetta isn't just a gimmick or a throwback for collectors, it's a legitimately capable, everyday EV designed for the modern urban landscape. Sure, it's not built for cross-country road trips or hauling heavy loads, but within its niche, it's practically perfect. You get unique styling, head-turning charm, eco-conscious engineering, and just enough performance to keep the daily drive interesting. For younger city drivers, environmentally conscious commuters, or anyone tired of wrestling a full-size SUV through crowded streets, the Isetta is a breath of fresh air. It breaks the mold of what a car should be and dares to be different, and in today's copy-paste car world, that's a big deal. Whether it becomes a mainstream hit or remains a cult classic, one thing's for sure, the Isetta makes you smile. And that's a kind of performance that's hard to measure, but impossible to ignore. That wraps up our deep dive into the 2026 BMW Isetta. If you enjoyed this review and want more updates on the coolest cars redefining the road, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to J Car Mania, and drop a comment telling us what you think about the return of the bubble car. Would you daily drive the new Isetta? Let us know.